So on Friday, we had an amazing live stream. Most of the videos from that live stream are found in the channel link in my description. Click it to subscribe and watch them. This part had ID explain whether he is suppressing free energy or not.
There's a weakness to that as well, where I think a lot of people overlook.
And
Yeah.
hey, buy my book because I figured it out. What the hell did you figure out? I'm not suppressing anything. I invite anybody's idea. I actually sat and listened to Lloyd. You can't replicate that with LEDs. That's not how
You
that
know,
works. This
Well,
is not for the layman. A lot of this stuff is not for the layman. It's been figured out in physics book. Look, you can read it. You can do the calculation. You can actually see it right here. He doesn't want to hear it. So that's where my frustration comes with him. He doesn't want to know. But
so
I'd be damned if he's going to
uh,
keep calling me a shill. Like, no, I'm not a shill. I'm an educator. That's what I do. I can't. I'm not going to turn it off because he doesn't get it.
so I do on your side, do you believe that you are suppressing technology? On your side, like what you know so far. And there's this comment from Cecile.
Repeat that. Repeat that question.
On your side, do you believe that you're suppressing this sort of free energy technology? And
I
also,
am not
we have this,
suppressing free energy information. I don't like the misleading hope. And
yeah,
hey, buy my book because I figured it out. What the hell did you figure out? You asked a computer questions, which means the answer was in the computer before you asked it. So what exactly did you do? You didn't do anything. You didn't do anything that the computer didn't already know to give you. So that means the answer existed before you asked it. So don't come up here like you're the guru and I'm supposed to buy your book to get the information. What information? That's all
well,
I
I
want to
think
know.
even he says that the stuff that he's trying to show people isn't new. I mean, he said that a lot. So
Yeah, that's because he can't even explain half the stuff he's talking about. He can't. He tries. He
he's using
definitely tries. That's why
he's
I keep
using
coming up with these YouTube shorts. Anybody go to my channel? I got like 3 YouTube shorts. I got like 5 of them in the chamber because he
is it
keeps doing it.
ID. He uses AI for validation to show that it works. If you remember the other guy called Josiah who said that he has a paper on I think I'll bring him back maybe in a few days. Also, Josiah was afraid to give out his paper because he feels like people will look at the paper and come at you
Mm,
and say you're wrong. But he feels like maybe if somebody goes ahead and tests the paper,
y-
they might
yeah,
come up with different results.
I I agree with that method because I was also going to make another point where he was saying how ID was saying how you got to rely that the people who know their stuff should be in the right position, but unfortunately, people have their upsides and they have their downsides, and no one's 100% perfect. So sometimes if you give certain people too much power, they will inevitably abuse it. And whether they misdirect people or they withhold certain information back from people or whatever it may be, there's a degree of intellectual dishonesty among certain groups of people where you can't always 100% rely on everything they say, and we know this in a lot of stuff in everyday life. So it's tricky. I get what you're saying about the trusting and relying on the people who know their craft, but you can't 100% even do that either. That's why we do have to learn on our own and test stuff. But about
I would
Josiah.
second that. I would second that. You
Yeah.
definitely need, don't trust what I'm telling you. Do not trust anything I'm saying to you. I suggest you go and learn exactly what you need to learn in order to dissect what I'm saying. Because what I'm saying is not my opinion. This is the science. So if you want to know the science, you still have to go out there and learn it. It's not up to me to give it to you. I got it. I got enough for me to get a career out of it. Do I have all of it? No, I don't have all of it. It's too vast to have everything. But the field that I'm in, I'm very fluent with a lot of the things in the field that I'm in. And Lloyd happens to step on that space right now. And it's just like I said, to sell the idea that he has answers when his answers aren't even his answers. That's crazy to me. But I'm sorry, I interrupted you saying something else. I
But
apologize.
yeah, I look forward to whenever Chris can get Josiah back on. I looked for his email, but I never saw it.
I
So I'm
think it
not
got your
sure.
email. I think it got your email wrong. I'd say that I'll contact him, but I forgot. I'll contact him tomorrow, and we
Hmm.
can plan.
Hey, I'm in free energy space too. Like that's my passion. I told people like I have one video. I only posted one video of my creating like an electrical signal to drive motors with just hot and cold water. Like I do that experiment on my channel. That's the only thing I posted. But that's the space I'm in. I'm trying to actually optimize that down to the semiconductor level because I know we have limitations with the materials we have now with the things that we use for those type devices. But anyway, that's another story. The point is, I am not here to suppress anything, but I damn sure want to squash any of the. Oh, look! This is the next thing, and it's like, no, you really don't see it for what it is, and I don't want you to listen to everything I say. Go study it. It's there. It's in every physics book you can pick up. Just pick up one and just read it. That's all I'm saying. Don't take my word for it. And also do the calculations, do the numbers. I'm not an astrophysicist, but I literally sat down with a flat earther and went through how gravity's calculated just to show them, look, the numbers work. I'm not arguing when the numbers work. They work. So why am I going to denounce it? Because it came from an institution? Well, that institution's teaching the same science that's practiced across the world. And it's been building products since its existence. I don't know what else to trust. Definitely not somebody just watching YouTube videos. So again, don't listen to me. Read the books. Physics, not Lloyd's books, physics books. Not Lloyd's books.
I do want to look through one of them. I forgot has which one has the schematic. I gotta look through them. I haven't looked through any of them yet, but
I don't
I
think that any
yeah
has schematics. He said the one with schematics. I think it will come later to be a little bit more expensive.
yeah. I'm not sure which one it is that has it, but I think he released like a few recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure the title of them though. Yeah, I have to look it up. But yeah, I get your perspective, and I get Lloyd's perspective too. I don't know. I think whatever differences you guys have, I mean, we can't just keep going back and forth on the same thing every time. We got to progress somehow.
Well, it's I would love to progress, and I said it before. The first time I met Lloyd, I was so respectful to that guy. I could have really tore into him, but I didn't. I said, "Let me sit down with the brother. Let me understand where he is and see if we can come to some common ground." Now, me, I'm a mathematical geek, so I get that part. That my approach is sometimes too like above a lot of people's heads with the calculus and all. I get that. And I'm not expecting people to know triple integrals off the top of their head. I'm not expecting that. I'm trying to figure out where you are so we can then meet somewhere. Like on just some conversation. Let me know where you are. I'll tell you where I am, and maybe we can find a common path in there. But when I offered my level of, hey, this is what I think is going on, I was like ignored. And like, you asked me to come here though. I thought that's what you wanted me to do. So I don't know
Hmm.
why I'm being told I'm suppressing. I know, Chris, you asked that in the chat. Am I suppressing free energy? I'm not suppressing anything. I invite anybody's idea. I actually sat and listened to Lloyd pitch that whole solar panel in the basement thing for 20 minutes before I got into it. Like, what is he talking about? I don't. Does he not realize you need the intensity of the sunlight? You can't replicate that with LEDs. That's not how
You
that
know,
works.
the only problem with progression right now. I doubt if you guys will progress beyond this. Because when it comes to Lloyd, as of now, when it comes to Lloyd, he will want you to believe in what he's doing, and when it comes to you, you will want him to see how it's supposed to be according to
Yeah,
how you see it. So,
I,
so
I, I just
I
offer
don't.
mathematics, bro. I just offer what the mathematics tell me. That's what I follow because I know that's what dictates what's get built in the future. The mathematical models that we have, we derive them to because it's built on empirical data, and I use it because I know it's been proven time and time again. I trust nothing else but the numbers because I know there's no bias in it if I'm coming up with the same answer mathematically. So something is off if someone's trying to convince me not to use the model that we use every day.
true,
Every
true.
single
You,
day we use products made on the same math, physics, and science. I'm supposed to denounce that and say, nah, because it came from an institute. All of this information I'm talking about came from a physics book that an institute had. Are there more than one
yeah,
physics book? Yes.
yeah.
They're all
We
the
can't.
same information, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can't deny that. I mean, obviously, there's been good things that have come out of academic institutions and stuff. Obviously, we can't deny that. But what I'm saying is there's a weakness to that as well, where I think a lot of people overlook, because as you said yourself, all the information, all the data we have on this stuff that we've learned for years, it's all the same, right? We're all learning the same thing. So I think it becomes like a blindness sort of, to where it it's like that's pretty much all you're ever going to see, that dimension of that thing. Like, for example, people don't realize that math is multi-dimensional, right? But we only tend to use, really, at a fundamental level, like, you know few dimensions of it, right? And until we start actually looking at different aspects of how you can use mathematics, we're only ever going to get the same results every time. We might be able to make little incremental steps here, because you can get so much out of that little space, even if that little space might be very vast. But there's still more spaces of that space that's yet to be unused, so people will never really see the whole picture. So that's why I think that this idea of relying on what's the standard now is sort of a weakness, because the standards will always change as new
I
things
do not
develop.
agree with a standard. I don't think I'm speaking of believing in a standard, but there is
Well,
a proper method to apply
yeah,
a
yeah.
scientific approach. There's a reason why it's a method.
I
There's a
get, I get,
reason, and
I get.
it's not a theory. It's a scientific theory. They're not the same. So this is a different walk, and this is what I always stress too. This
Well,
is not for the layman. A lot of this stuff is not for the layman. You have to put in your time to understand